Alright, defeated the next level, level 61. Oh, well, we have enough for Avenger. That's good news. Okay, 4 more for Storm. And then we're pretty much set. Would have been nice if we could have gotten our hands on Nova, but it's okay. It doesn't look like we're going to this time. We can make it work without it. Okay, what am I doing here? I need to pick spells. Stasis on 5. Lightning there, and fire on the last one. This should be good. Oh yeah, this level's easy. And that's called level design. And if you think I'm being sarcastic, I'm not. Level design has more to do than just making the levels interesting. It involves putting the players in a safe place where they can learn and experiment with the obstacles that you put in front of them before you start mixing and matching them into more difficult situations. Having you fight one Saurian Pyromancer might seem like a joke, but what it does is it lets you get acclimated to the enemy before you have to fight it for real. It lets you say, oh, okay, I understand how this enemy works. Hey, cut that out, buddy. But yeah, so many games have like I don't wanna be like a total fanboy or anything. I don't wanna gush. And I don't wanna have nostalgia goggles on too hard. But I'm just trying to say that, you know, a lot of games want to run tutorials. And some games need tutorials, right? Like some games, either they're so unique that you're just not going to know how to play, like Katamari. Like imagine trying to play Katamari without a tutorial. You would just be like, what am I doing? But actually Katamari, you could probably still figure out what you were doing pretty quickly. But some games just have tutorials because they lack game design, essentially. They lack level design. Ego Raptor had a lot to say on that. I don't know if that earns me brownie points for referencing Ego Raptor, or if that just tanked my reputation in the eye of anybody watching right now. But yeah, he had some interesting things to say, mostly in his Mega Man. What did he call it? Mega Man... Sequelitis, that's what it was called. Anyway, the point is that level design can teach the players without holding their hand and having them read tutorial scripts. Players can learn things by doing them. You don't have to just tell them everything. And there's this old saying, well, I don't know how old it is, but there's a saying, oh, we lost a Spirit Stone there, that's disheartening. Anyway, but there's a saying in movies that say show don't tell, and while you can't really say show don't tell with a video game, it's sort of the same concept, right? Like, nobody wants to play a game sitting down thinking, oh, you know what I want to do? I want to spend like hours reading the manual, right? Like, typically people don't want to do that, except for people who play like Civilization or something. No, even Civ isn't that bad, but typically, you know, games aren't meant to be bogged down with a lot of rules, or at least a lot of rules that the player has to spend the first hour of playing reading. And I think I've beaten this point to like a dead horse at this point, but you see where I'm going, right? And it's little things like that. Like allowing you to encounter an enemy in a safe environment. That is good level design. Miyamoto even went into great detail about why they made the very first level of Mario the way that they made it. They made it in all these ways so that the player would experience parts of the level safely and not have to worry. Like, I don't know if you remember this, but you know the end of the first level where there's that the little triangle thing, right? Like it's like two triangles of blocks placed on their sides. One leads to flat ground and the other leads to death. Well, they very specifically made the level like that because they wanted to teach the player that it's okay sometimes to fall down, like with the case of the triangles without a pit of death. I don't know what you call them. So like, you know, he said that players falling down and not making the jump on those triangles would experience, okay, it's okay sometimes to fall down. And then it also taught them with the triangles with the pit, okay, sometimes it's not okay. You know, sometimes falling down leads to death. And that's all done with level design. Nobody had to come up and tell the player, you know. Okay, I'll stop. I've been on this tangent for far too long. We took quite a bit of a beating in this level. All of these levels are so much easier with Storm. I know I keep saying that, but wow, we're just getting water after water after water stone. And we don't need them. I suppose it makes the adventure interesting. Although from my point, I really like face rolling the keyboard and winning. Okay, air and fire stones, we don't really care about them, so we don't really need to pick them up. Did you see there, though, a little bit of a sneaky strategy? I don't know if sneaky is the right word. But you saw that we were using that pyromancer to kill the golem. Because, well, that's a thing you can do. Pyromancers, wyverns, the demon. I think those are the only three you can do that with. You can use their own spells against their allies. And what level are we on here? 69? Okay. 5. This isn't hard. What am I complaining about? I should not be complaining. Yeah, but normally with Storm loadout, heck, I've even gotten to a point where I have Storm and Nova at this point, and you just run into the level and face roll the keyboard and win. Wow. Okay, I take it back. I take it back. I take it back. I respect you guys. I'm sorry. Let me hide behind your ally. Come on, someone walk in front of me. In front, not by the side. Oh, forget it. Well, got a soul stone for our efforts. Now we just have to make sure we don't do something incredibly stupid, and we'll be okay. After all, we do have plenty of hit points left. I'm so glad, though, that we're getting more water stones. I was actually getting concerned there for a second. Alright. This is level, what, 70? So this one will be a little bit harder than most, right? Okay. We're going to ignore the specters. There's just too much noise on the map right now to even try and invest in the specters. Because on that off chance that while we're attacking them, they heal themselves up, we don't finish them off. It's just not good news. We want to focus on the monsters. We know that the damage will stick to them. There we go. See, now we're okay. Now this level is going to be a cakewalk. Hey, you were invisible, weren't you? And stuck in stasis, huh? So I don't know if I said this, but when creatures move on the map, the moment they move, the game treats them as if they have already entered the next spot. Which is why sometimes you run into this situation where it really looks like you hit an enemy, but they don't get hit. Wow, we have just got 9s across the board. Anyway. But yeah, so that's why sometimes when it really looks like you hit an enemy, but it doesn't count. Even though visually on the screen, so like visually we're perceiving the enemy as having moved, but once the move command is executed by the code or whatever, this isn't actual lingo, I don't know coding lingo. So forgive my ignorance, but yeah, whatever, however you would describe that, once the game executes the entity's movement, they are already in the next square. Okay, so we're on what? Level 70? We've got 4 soul stones. We need 1 more, which we are guaranteed to get at level 80, so I guess we're fine, right? Like, we can't not get Storm by level 80 now. It's just taken its good sweet time to get here. A bigger problem that I foresee is that we still need, after we build Storm, we still need 6 more Spirit Stones to build Growth. I think. Maybe. No, we need 5 more. That's probably it. Oh well. Which we would have until level 96 to get. And now that I'm saying that, it actually sounds like we aren't going to make it. Because getting 3 drops over the course of 20 levels, that sounds reasonable. Getting 5 drops over the course of 16 levels does not sound reasonable. Ha. Yeah. Okay, well, believe. Do you believe in magic? I believe in magic. I think. Hey, cut that out. Okay, well, there's 1. That's a movement in a good direction. Okay. Even getting 1 per level would be okay. Wait, what? Level's not over. Someone's stuck in stasis. So interesting fact is, if you know where they are and you cast stasis on top of where they're frozen, stasis will actually re-trigger and damage them. Otherwise, an invisible enemy is an invincible enemy. Same rule applies to you too, so theoretically you could use that glitch to your advantage. Okay, finally. Storm is in our hands. That is the latest I have ever built Storm on an actual run through the game. Level 75. Jiminy Christmas. Okay. Now life will build into blood, or no, we'll build into growth, and that'll be it. Great. Now we have Storm, and the game starts throwing blue slimes at us. Wonderful. I feel a bit put upon, downtrodden. Hey, can you? Thank you. Well, these blue pests. Sorry, I'm like sitting here going, yep, I'm fighting slimes. I got nothing to say about fighting slimes. There really isn't much to say about fighting slimes. If you have Nova, I would recommend running Nova Storm Storm, because that'll let you clear out the blue slimes, as well as having good AoE at the same time. Oh, we did that! What? Oh, we didn't get it. We didn't get it. Sad times. Alright, let's prioritize being a bit closer to enemies when we kill them. A bit. I don't need their axe in my face, though. Nothing there that's useful. And more water stones. Congratulations. Okay, those were both air. We don't care about air. Oh, and of course fire doesn't actually deal damage to golems. Are you having fun there, friend? Don't worry, I'm gonna have to run away in about 2 seconds. Will you drop a soulstone? No. Will you drop a soulstone? Maybe. Okay, I gotta be close to these guys, because Storm potentially could kill them both. Okay, nope. No, you didn't drop one, and neither did you, but I was too far away to get it if you did anyway, which would have been my bad. More water. I'm not gonna stop complaining. I'm sorry. I know, I'm not even following my own advice. What was it? Not even an hour ago. 30 minutes ago? I was saying, no, the thing you need to look for is don't panic if you're not getting your runes. Yeah, well. You can see that, I guess even Chezni panics in the face of not getting his shiny magics. If worse comes to worse, the idea I have in the back of my head, now it's a crazy idea. The idea I have is that while fighting Flame Shade, I mean, theoretically, you could just not kill her and let her continually summon things until we got the stones that we needed, right? Theoretically. Now, I don't know in actuality how well that would work. We might find out. That's okay. Oh crap, we didn't get hit. That's actually the last thing we want right now, is to skip a level. Because that would just further cause problems with our current predicament. But okay. So, like I said, levels 40 through 80 is the quote-unquote easy part of the game. And, well, we're here. It's not getting any easier. It's kind of the last long haul. Last stretch of the race. Oh, thank goodness. RNG. Thank you, RNG. I'm sorry I ever made fun of you. Okay. Life spell acquired. Growth spell. 3 more drops. Guaranteed to get 1. So 2 drops over the course of 16 levels. I feel comfortable with that. Feel comfortable, right? Oh, crap, right. And, of course, I don't prepare ourselves for that level correctly at all, which could have been dangerous. So what we're looking at are, of course, bobs. Did I already say bobs get their name from the verb bob? Because they get their name from the verb bob, not the English name B-O-B. Can't remember if I've said that or not. I've made it to this point so many times. And here I am panicking and swapping my spells around and not really doing anything. Okay, so normally what I do is run Quadruple Storm into growth, but considering that I don't have growth, I'm not sure what to do. Quadruple Storm would, or Quintuple Storm would probably do it. Let me think. 6 cooldown. So you know what the speed of a spell is by multiplying its speed, or the cooldown of a spell is by multiplying its speed by 5. So 5 times 6, that's going to come back every 30 seconds. So every 30 seconds we get 6 HP, which means over the course of a minute and a half we would get 18 HP, whereas growth gives you 60. That's the difference between life and growth. which is why I actually don't even want to take it. I think we'd be better off running straight up Storm against the Bobs. So, I guess here we go. Oh, there's a stone. We need that. That's worth. Okay. So this is why I like to take growth with me. Because theoretically, we can just die right now. If he casts that spell 4 more times, that Bob, if he casts it 4 more times, we're dead. Just dead. Nothing we can do. Tire run, blown, because we got a zillion water stones and not enough spirit stones. I'm sorry. Do I sound jaded about that? I'm a little jaded. I'm a little jaded and a little nervous because I have... Okay. Oh, jeez. My heart. Okay. Let's not do that again. Let's see if there's something else we can do. Right? Shield isn't going to help us. What? Do we have power anywhere? No. Power would require too much spirit. We literally got shafted by the RNG here. There is nothing we can do as far as strategy goes at this point that is a better idea than just trying to DPS these guys down faster than they DPS us. Alright, let's just do it. Here we go. Okay, that's fine. I don't even care that we lost that spirit stone because we were going to die if we didn't kill them anyway. That's level 83, friends. There it was, and there it went, and I don't want to do it ever again. Okay, 84. Let me check my cheat sheet over here. Okay, it looks like we are actually going to want to run some other spells here. Let's take Stasis and 3 Storm spells and then Fire. Okay, this should be okay. Yep. So the problem with these levels are that you start encountering Bobs in conjunction with blue slimes. Now because we use Storm as our primary method of killing Bobs, because when you run into a Bob, you either have to out DPS them, kill them before they can really do anything, or you have to out sustain them. We're obviously going with the out DPS strategy because we don't have any sustain really. And because we're relying on Storm to do that, oh my goodness, yes, 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 oh yes, and yes. So I really quickly, I just want to say yes one more time. Anyway, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. That is a beautiful thing to see. There we have it. And now we can finally equip ourselves with growth. Now the reason I'm so stressed out about this is because, like I was saying, with a Bob, you either have to out DPS it or you have to out sustain it. Now this one growth spell isn't going to allow us to out sustain a Bob. What it is going to do is pretty much guarantee that we will live long enough to run through another rotation of our Storm spell. Because a Bob might live through one rotation of 3 Storm spells. It's not likely, but when if you ever fight 5 of them at once, there's a decent chance of them surviving. Now, which means you need to survive however many of them are left, times the number of times that each of them casts, well not times, but you know, equal to the number of times each of them cast Storm on you. And growth is kind of your get out of jail free card. It gives you back full hit points, actually overheals you to 60. Which is just going to be your saving grace. And what I was saying earlier about the blue slimes is the problem with fighting the blue slimes is that because we use Storm as our primary strategy for killing mobs, we don't care about golems, because if there's golems in the level, no big deal. Lightning will kill them, or Storm will kill them, rather. Blue slimes, not so much, which is why we need to take fire. And we were taking stasis there earlier when we didn't have growth, because it just felt like the only other better option. Because I guess if in my head I was thinking, well, it's not reliable, but theoretically you could stasis a mob. Mobs don't move towards you, they just move randomly. So you don't have a great chance of stasising a mob. If you stand on one side of them and cast stasis on the other side of them, you have a 50-50 chance that when they move, if they move, that they will run into the stasis. Not exactly great odds, as you can tell. But okay, right? Maybe we can stasis them. But yeah, because the blue slimes are going to be the ones that are left over, you need that. You either need a stasis spell or a fire spell to take them out. And usually I run Nova. We just have really not gotten lucky on the spirit drops this time. So, pretty simple altogether. Just run into the level and drop all your storms. Whatever is left over, you should be able to handle on your next rotation of storm, as well as the fact that we got lucky here and the enemies dropped an invincibility potion, but you know, you've got your growth spell. Growth will back you up. I usually like to use it when I drop to around 10 HP to make the most efficient use of it. Oh, we'll just go ahead and use it now, no need to wait, now that the Bob is gone. But yeah, I've played chicken, waiting until my HP dropped below 5 or around 5, and I've died too many times doing that. So, not worth it. So I'm kind of trying to kill the Spectre so that it will stop healing. That is the one disadvantage of not running stasis, is things like the Spectres actually end up being pretty annoying. And interestingly enough, we will be running an endgame strategy using stasis. I think I've been pretty clear that we needed that. That was one of our endgame spells that we needed, but I used to not use it on level 99. Despite the fact that the developer multiple times through multiple sources, whether through guides or even comments on my older videos, said that stasis is generally a good thing to take against the demons. And I was always like, man, I don't want to take no stasis. I don't want to freeze no demons. I just want to kill them. So, turns out, advice from the creator of a game, this is actually a pretty accurate and powerful thing. Go figure, right? Alright, for funsies we'll build Meteor, but unless we get another Spirit Drop, which is possible. What level are we on? Oh yeah, we'll get another Spirit Drop, so we'll get Nova by the time we get to the end here. Okay, let me think. Level 89. Check the charts. I think we're good with this setup here. Yeah, I mean, clearly we're good. Hey! We'll have none of that. Oh, right, we're invincible. Derp. We can just turn around and light them on fire. But yeah, and so what I was trying to get at is just stasis is a great spell. It lets you handle these slimes without getting hit with fire. It lets you, lets you do so many things. It lets you stop people from healing. But because the bobs are so dangerous, jeez, just such a strange enemy, and I've never been so terrified of a floating frog head. They're a very unique enemy that, I mean, in some ways they're almost unfair. I mean, you're running into an enemy that essentially comes en masse, and can cast multiple iterations of an undodgeable spell that will kill you in 8 hits. Okay, we're on level 90, right? Alright, this will be a little bit tricky. Not because we don't have the right spells, but 10th level and all that. As you can see, there were... Whoa. Well, we got decently lucky there. There were, what, 5 mobs there? And all of them died within our first rotation. That does not always happen. In fact, that usually doesn't happen. We've been getting pretty lucky. I guess that makes up for the bad RNG on the Spirit Stones. We've been getting pretty lucky on these... the accuracy of the Storm spell. And the reason I say that, because, you know, Storm isn't guaranteed to hit, right? Like, I don't know what the percentage is. Like, it's either 70 or 90. I think I might have dropped those numbers earlier. But the fact that... Okay, really? We don't need to be invisible. The fact that we've been clearing these mobs out without too much trouble is pretty darn convenient. Alright, so we've got Nova. We're on level 91. We have our arsenal. Took a long time to get here, but we finally have it. It's actually pretty smooth sailing from here on out until 96. So I'm just going to go ahead and run through these levels. Kind of got to mentally prepare myself just a little bit, as well, frankly, because even though these levels are easy, I'm kind of getting the jitters a bit. Oh boy, a lot more of those guys lived than I would hoped. That's okay. As long as we make sure we don't get cornered, we should be okay. Oh, I didn't mean to go into the corner like that. Okay. Alright, alright. We're in the clear now. We kind of want to lead them down here, and then when they come up to us, we'll just make a break for the side. There we go. There we go. Now we're in the safe zone. But yeah, these levels really aren't too bad. Barring that momentary place of danger that we found ourselves in because of the unfortunate accuracy of Storm. You know, we probably should have swapped Nova out for Fire, or Fire out for Nova, rather. It's not critical either way. Both options are actually pretty acceptable. Nova is going to take a little bit longer to kill the slimes, but it's going to be safer. Because 2 rotations of a single Nova spell is what it takes, but since you're not guaranteed to hit every single one with your first rotation or even your second rotation, it usually takes 3 rotations, so that's 60 seconds. Actually, no, that's 40 seconds because the first spell starts out off of cooldown. Okay, 93. Let me take a look. Okay, we should be okay still. Why don't we just go ahead and... We built it. Might as well get some use out of it. We'll throw Nova on here. And you just want to face roll. With a layout like this, face roll and then run away. Oh, no. No, no, no. See? That's why we take growth. Because things like that happen. Not good, not good, not good. But we need to just live long enough to take out that Bob, and then we stand to be okay as long as we just don't get hit. Oh, my heart. I am so sorry. Whew. Here I was saying, oh, the levels are easy. Well, they should be, but good grief. We almost died by getting stun locked. That stagger mechanic. Okay. Well, you know what? I take it back. I'll just take these levels seriously. Run in, face roll. Okay, but now go into dodge mode. As long as we don't get cornered like the last level, Should be good. Alright, things are looking just fine. It's funny because you're playing... It's interesting because you're playing against time, right? Like... There is strategy in what we're doing, but essentially we get to a point... Because our spells, we can't cast the spells any better than just hitting the button, right? It doesn't matter where we are, we're just hitting the button. So we're really just playing a game of... How long can we survive? Because as long as we survive a certain amount of time, there's no problem. Face roll, like, you know, you do the face roll and then you just have to survive. Now we got a little unlucky here. There's 2 Bobs alive. We are going to have to not take any extra damage from those wyverns, because we need all the HP we can. And there we go. Okay. Alright. As you can see, a little bit dicey. Need to get out of this corner. Okay, now we really need these Bobs to die on this next rotation of Storm, because if they don't, we're probably dead. Okay. Alright. And we're looking at 96. 96 will actually be very easy. You might think I'm crazy for running this, but you're fighting Flame Shade. All you need to do with Flame Shade on level 96 is run up, cast fire on her a couple times, and she dies. That is Flame Shade. Parent owner of... Oh, right. Also, if you get a bonus level... Sorry. If you get a bonus level at level 96 or higher, you just get kicked back to level 96. So, interestingly enough, we're going to be doing level 96 again. Wow, how inaccurate am I? I have 4 fire spells, so I'm like, oh, I don't need to aim. End up missing more than I do when I have less fire spells. Okay. Yes, you can see we're back to level 96. Interesting mechanic there, but yeah, you saw it took 4 times to kill her that time. That's because she does indeed cast a healing spell. The Evil Mistress Flameshade rules the tower. You must defeat her entirely because she has multiple forms, I guess you could say. That was her weakest form. All of her forms do not have that few HP. So 96 into 97. Let us run something that looks like this. Luckily, there are no Bobs, so we actually don't care too much about that. There are no blue slimes either, according to this, although I think that's inaccurate. I think my chart is incorrect. So let's be on the safe side and run Nova, in case there's any blue slimes. And then we'll run Triple Storm. Same setup as last time. Nova, Triple Storm, Growth. We could even run Double Nova, but unless there's blue slimes, there's really no point to running Double Nova. Yeah, so there's not even slimes on here. We'd rather have lightning. So the name of the game here is just to run around, try not to die. Indeed. She'll summon a bunch of stuff. Wow, we are taking unacceptable amounts of damage here. Oh, you know what? I should have taken stasis. I didn't. That's okay. We should still be able to do this. Okay, she didn't die. That's not ideal. Mostly you want her to die on her on the second rotation. She can heal herself. She can put up the power spell, make herself invincible. So we really need to ensure... Well, if we get lucky, she might kill herself as many times as she's casting Meteor. Doesn't look like it now, though. You want to keep moving, though, because her Nova, or Meteor spell, rather, her Meteor spell is dodgeable. If she casts it and you're moving, it will miss. Okay. Yeah, once again, I actually flubbed a little bit here. I should have taken Stasis. I forgot that I changed the way I do this level. Stasis allows you to just hold her still and take her out at your leisure. It prevents her from healing, drops her power spell, etc., etc. We should be okay. Hopefully on this next rotation it kills her. No? Okay. Well, just the waiting game now. We really don't want her to cast Storm. Storm would end our playthrough. No chance of living. If she just chose to start dropping a bunch of storms on us. Luckily, growth is actually about to come back up. Oh, okay. And yeah, so ideally we would have taken one of those storm spells down and put stasis there instead. In fact, we're going to do that now. Because that was not intelligent on our part. But level 98, one level before the hardest level in the game. So, yeah, we could build some spells for fun again. What do we want? Anything, right? Fire, or sorry, trap, shield, dispel. What, portal's next? Never actually built portal. I don't have enough air to anyway. Hole. No, I don't want to quit. Hang on. Escape. Return to game. Escape. Okay. I'm hitting escape. Thank goodness. Okay. Level 98. Let's go. Okay. Probably should have put the stasis spell a lot closer to the Flame Shade Demon because there was no way that stasis spell was going to hit her. I kind of panicked and just hit the button. That's okay. Luckily, stasis actually has a decently low cooldown. So we're going to throw that. You can see the Saurian Pyromancer there was trying to hit us, hitting Flame Shade, but Flame Shade was invincible. But here, you can clearly see why you want stasis. She's frozen. She can't hit us with undodgeable lightning anymore. And she can't cast power on herself. We don't even need this growth spell now. I mean, I'm glad we have it, because the moment I start talking like everything is easy, the game usually kicks my butt. But so we'll drop that stasis spell there, giving her a 50% chance of walking into a stasis spell, right? But, because of the reason I said earlier. Alright, because she can only move in so many squares. I think actually we're standing on a stasis spell, so let's move here. Flame Shade herself actually has no physical attacks, so there's no disadvantage for standing right next to her. You can use it to block off where she can walk, making it easier to land stasis. Just same thing as with the bobs. Yeah, you can clearly see this is much easier. Much less stressful, too. Oh, whoops. It'd be good if I actually put the stasis in a good spot. Oh, Mr. Hell Orc. Oh, she killed herself. Works for us. That is the interesting thing about Flame Shade. Theoretically, this is why a quintuple power spell would theoretically work. In practice, she heals herself too much to have it be reliable, but theoretically, quintuple power. Here it is, though, my friends. Okay, the moment that we've been waiting for. And now we're going to actually get rid of Nova, because we don't need it. Instead, we're going to run Triple Storm. No, sorry, we're not going to run Triple Storm. It used to be my old setup, maybe? We're going to run... Actually, my old setup used to be Growth, Double Storm. But ever since I started following Mosbo's advice and running Stasis on here, I've found that I only need 2 growths. Double Storm into Stasis. Like that. I'm pretty sure that's what we want. Because okay, so we open this up, we drop both the storms, we run up 3 squares. This is important. I'm saying this as much to explain it to you as it is for me to get it in my head, because you have to be quick. You drop both your storms, run up 3 squares, and drop Stasis. and then you play out the fight from there. So, wish me luck. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Now, one of the flame shades moved. Not what we wanted, because now the stasis is not in a good spot. We need to get one of them in a stasis. It's pretty important that this happens. Okay. Not working. Okay, there. Okay, there we go. There we go. 2 of them are stuck in a stasis, which means we only have to deal with one of them dropping lightning bolts on our heads. And that one is actually dead. Holy crap. This might be one of the easiest instances of doing this level. I mean, it was dicey there for a second, but if we can drop another stasis spell on the other side in between them, that leaves a pretty good chance that both of them will at some point have the chance of walking into his there. Yep, okay. See? With the Wyvern reactivating the stasis on both of those flame shades, our victory is pretty much assured at this point. Oh. I know that didn't look like the hardest level in the game, but that is the hardest level in the game. I mean, I guess level 100 is no cakewalk either, and we haven't won. But, you know, like, ever so slightly there's light at the end of this tunnel. Okay, now, there's a stasis on all 3 sides of her. Yeah, so if she moves, she'll get stuck in the stasis again. And we just rinse and repeat. Interestingly, the damage that Flame Shade takes oftentimes is her own damage. Her summons will hurt her. Her own meteor spell will hurt her. Meaning that when you get down to the last Flame Shade, sometimes it takes a little while to burn through her health. Especially because you're running 2 long cooldown AoE spells that aren't guaranteed to hit. That's okay though, because we're more than happy to take a couple extra minutes on this level and, you know, guarantee that we're going to win by using this kind of a strategy. Now I think there's a stasis on every side of her except this one. So there we go once again. Although I think she healed herself a couple times, but that's okay because we can keep putting her in stasis and we have healing spells of our own. Oh no, looks like we're good. Okay, so last level, can't save the game. We're actually going to we're going to drop one of the growth spells, which is a little scary, because growth has a 1.5 minute cooldown. We're going to drop one of the growth spells for another storm spell. And why, you ask? Well, because this next level has 6 bobs in it. 6, count them, and 1 flame shade. And I think 2 blue slimes. But we've got the stasis spell for the blue slimes, so we don't care that much. Yeah, I think there's blue slimes here. That's okay. We can, like, I'm trying to run this over in my head. We will be okay. Even though it's going to be a pain to kill the blue slimes with stasis, it's still doable. And we're going to run rotations of storm to take out the bobs while frantically trying to stasis Flame Shade. But this should work. So let's try it. Okay, dropping the rotations. Got extremely lucky and all of the bobs died. That is insanely fortunate. The only reason we could die now is if we get stun locked, or we do something awful like fail to... Oh, wow. I did not mean to cast growth there. But that's okay. Looks like it's going to be okay. Yeah, like I said, the only reason we could die here now is if we get stun locked, or fail to stasis up Storm Shade effectively. Nah, or Storm Shade. Flame Shade. Storm Shade is Flame Shade's cousin or something. The good news is that we can actually use these slimes to our advantage and lure them over to Flame Shade to reset the stasis. But because all those bobs died on the first rotation of Storm, I think we're actually good. I think we've done it. I'm a little hesitant to be immediately exuberant because of the numerous times that victory has been taken away from me in this game. But it's looking good. I just need somebody to trigger. Yep, trigger one of those stasis spells. If I was thinking, I would have put the stasis spells on either side of her, pinning her against the wall, giving her even less of a chance of moving out. Ah, but there it is. Holy crap. This has been an arduous journey. Well, last slime falls with a shriek. Flameshade, demonic mistress of the tower, falls back, spitting a foul curse as she plunges. You see her cast one last spell. Your stomach twists as you feel the planes shift for a moment, and then all is silent. A gentle breeze stirs the cold air atop the spire. Breathing slowly, you now have the power you have sought. In an instant, you feel yourself swept back to Diib's lair. Strangely, the castle is empty, and all signs of your old teacher are gone. Smiling to yourself, you decide to use this exotic retreat for yourself. Well, I have no idea what I should say in closing, because I've planned out everything in my head, a little bit preemptively about what I wanted to say, but I never actually thought of how to end this. Mostly because, holy crap, the number of times that I have died getting to this point has been insane. Let's just end it on a high note. We have been victorious. Levels 1 through 100. No deaths. We have it there as a sign, a badge of honor, that we have succeeded in our efforts. Thank you for watching. Thank you for putting up with my inane babble. Thank you, Random Thoughts Entertainment, for making this game and asking me to be involved in putting something on the community channel for it. And yeah, well, have a great day. Keep the Let's Plays rolling. And remember, next time you're a wizard and you have an apprentice that... Sorry, next time you're an apprentice and you have a wizard that knows way more than you, maybe don't taunt them into teaching you magic faster than you can handle. So until that, ending on that, until the next time, my friends. Till the next time.